Ahoy, this is Zdenka, and here is a quick B-roll we're gonna be doing today. What I used is Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus smartphone, DJI Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal, some filters and monopod to create those drone looking like shots. Let me show you how I filmed it exactly and how I edited this moody B-roll. And for the new faces, welcome, my name is Zdenka Darula. I create photo and video tutorials, tech reviews and creative camera challenges. So if that's something you're interested in, you might consider hitting that subscribe button. So right now I'm at the top of a very interesting staircase in this interesting structure, and I gotta admit I was hoping for overcast today with wet ground. Instead of that I got very sunny day and very dry ground. But that is not going to stop me. I'm going to try to create very moody kind of scenic shot of the staircase. I love to shoot at the staircase because I love to work with different shapes and different angles. The shapes are going to help me with transitions. The shapes are going to help me with a very interesting point of view. I don't have any plan. I'm starting just on the top of it because it's kind of tough to walk up the stairs, so I'm going to go downstairs instead. I'm starting with this area and I'm going to try to get some wide shots, some mid shots, and yeah, let's just get going. Let's just start. And the first shot I'm going to do is very wide angle. I'm not doing any slow motion, just regular speed because there is simply no motion. And I'm using a gimbal, so the video should be very stable. Also, I am shooting right now with the widest lens in just a regular camera application. I'm not using DJI Mimo. Next shot I want to do is to create a transition. I'm gonna move forward to this wall, and if I'm gonna do this, the phone is gonna flip. So that flip I'm gonna use as my transition when I cut it. Next few shots I'm going to create with this monopod because I'm quite high in the air, but I want to be in a higher, so I'm gonna do this jib and I'm gonna bring it up to the air to show the space, and that will sort of look like it's done with a drone. And the last shot with this structure I'm going to do is actually going up over the roof again with the monopod because I'm too short. Well, actually I'm almost 5'9", but that will help me to get above the structure. So I'm on the top of the stairs and I'm gonna be taking advantage of all those leading lines. I'm still using just a regular camera app. I'm using the very wide angle lens and I want to show the stairs kind of in the middle, then I'm gonna go a little bit to the side. Again, to work with the leading lines, I'm gonna use the rule of thirds. I'm gonna get a little bit to the side. Here, I'm gonna start it with the transitions that I did at the beginning when I was kind of flipping the phone upside down. Now I really like the structure of the leaves on the ground, so I'm just gonna do some close-ups shots of the ground, and I will do first wide angle lens, but then I'm gonna do actually telephoto to get very close to the leaves. Another great area calls for monopod, so I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of shots with monopod, again taking advantage of the leaves and the height of the stairs. Very wide angle lens. I might try different lenses, telephoto, but right now I'm definitely gonna start with wide angle lens because it just shows the staircase the nicest. That should be enough of the monopod shots. I'm just gonna take it off and you can just easily, screw that on. And let me just do a few more detail shots. So for this one, I'm still going to use just regular speed as everything else, and either very wide lens or the standard lens or the close-up lens. I'm strictly working with just the camera app. Don't have desire so far to go to DJI Mimo, to be honest. I like to use the advantage of those three lenses. Well, I think I'm pretty much done with the staircase with this location, but I still want to get some interesting plans. I'm gonna do details on the way back to the car, and I also want some nice river, or maybe that little lake over there, but for that I might use a CPL filter to get some interesting shot. So I found my river. I'm going to do a whole bunch of shots first without CPL filter, and I'm gonna do them in a wide angle telephoto to get at the end there because I cannot clearly see it. Also, I'm gonna flip it this way to get the camera as close to the ground as possible to get a very close-up shots. And then I'm gonna use the monopod to get a very interesting shots going up and then also going down. One of the last shots I'm going to do now is the close-ups over the river, but I'm getting a little bit too much reflection, so I'm going to use CPL filter, which is just attached to the phone. And once you add something to your phone, you need to make sure you rebalance the gimbal. So that's exactly what I did. I'm ready to film some more. Well, I think I have enough, so let's go to the studio and cut the piece. Well, I'm by my computer and I am looking at my timeline. I use Adobe Premiere Pro as my editing software. Music was chosen after, and for those interested, I use music from Epidemic Sound. The link is in the video description below. You get 1 month free. Here's my timeline, and it is quite simple. All I did is just cut the clips into the music. There is one transition which I would like to show a little bit and look at much closer. Here is the transition which I was doing with the gimbal, that kind of turn upside down. So here's the first clip. And here is the second clip, which was kind of continuing. Now, to make it more smoother and kind of unnoticed that there are two different clips, I had to speed it up quite a bit. So the first one, I used the speed ramping. The first one, I sped it all the way here to 307%. The second clip here, I speed it up again to 368%. But here I slowed it down a little bit to make it smooth. So now when you play this, that's how it looked like. And that was really the only transition I used. Everything is really just clips cut into the music. Some of the clips were cut into the music in the rhythm. Other clips I cut kind of off beat, because if I would be cutting everything on the beat, it would be very boring. It would be kind of expecting when the next clip will show up. But if you kind of cut it into offbeat here and there, you will throw something which is not as expected, and that will make the whole B-roll more interesting. Last thing I want to talk about is color grading, and as you know, it was very sunny and very dry. I was not getting very ideal conditions, because in the woods, when you have so much light, and it was kind of midday, you are getting very harsh lighting. So the original footage looked like this. But then when I darken it up and use a little bit colors, I was able to get a little bit better look. The light conditions were changing on me all the time, depending which direction I was standing or if I was in a full shade or no shade. So I had to color grade the clips individually to match the whole sequence. And to make it look like very wide screen, all I did was just used the cinematic bars at the top and the bottom. This is just a PNG file. This is how it looked like before, and this is how it looks now. Well, this is just a very simple timeline, so let's just play it again. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to all future videos like these. For those interested to see what kind of filter system I'm using for my smartphone, it's right here, and the link is in a video description below. Also, I listed there the monopod I was using, and my Patreon page has another Lightroom presets just freshly added, the ones I was using in my last photos on Instagram. Only for $2 a month you will get access to my LUTs and Lightroom presets, so feel free to check it out. Lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or simply want to say hello, you can do so in a video comment section below. I'm looking forward to read it all, and I always have fun responding, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ahoj.